After 50, the wrong neckline can do more damage than the wrong color, the wrong shoe, or even the wrong jacket. It can make your neck look shorter, your shoulders look heavier, and a beautiful top look stiff or dated in seconds. But the right neckline can soften the face, open the upper body, and make everything look more elegant with almost no effort. And one of these mistakes is probably hiding in your closet right now. Mistake number 1, defaulting to basic crew necks. A lot of women over 50 keep reaching for crew necks because they feel safe. They are easy, they are familiar, they seem clean and classic, and on the hanger, they rarely look like a problem. But once they are on the body, that high, closed line can change the whole balance of an outfit. The issue is not that a crew neck is automatically bad. The issue is where it sits. It comes right up under the face, and that can make the chest look more blocked, the neck look shorter, and the upper body look heavier than it really is. On days when you want to look fresh, polished, and a little more lifted, that shape can quietly work against you. This is especially true in sweaters and knit tops. A high round neckline plus a soft knit can make the whole top half feel flat. It does not give the eye anywhere to go, it just stops. And that is why so many women put on a perfectly nice sweater and still feel like something looks a little dull. The better move is a moderate V-neck, not deep, not dramatic, not trying too hard. Just open enough to create space between your face and your clothing. That little bit of room can make your neck look longer, your jawline look cleaner, and your whole outfit feel lighter. It also makes layering easier. A V-neck works beautifully with a blazer, a simple pendant, or a neat collarbone length necklace. This is one of those changes that gives a quiet but powerful payoff. You still get coverage, you still get polish, but the shape starts helping you instead of flattening you. A strong example is the Quince Mongolian Cashmere V-neck sweater. It shows exactly the kind of neckline that looks refined without feeling too open. I linked a few good options in the description. If you have a closet full of crew necks, this is not about throwing them all away. It is about noticing that when you want to look more elegant, more awake, and a little more expensive, the neckline is often the first place to start. Mistake number 2, wearing tight mock necks or turtlenecks that crowd the jawline. A lot of women choose mock necks and turtlenecks for good reasons. They want warmth, they want coverage, they want that sleek, polished look that seems very put together, and sometimes that works. But when the neckline is too tight, too high, or too stiff, it can do the opposite of what you hope. Instead of looking elegant, it can make the whole upper body feel tense. This happens because the neckline starts competing with the face. It presses right up into the jawline and throat area, and that can make the neck look shorter and the face look more boxed in. On some women, it can even make the shoulders look heavier because there is no visual opening anywhere near the top of the outfit. The problem is not coverage itself. Coverage can be beautiful. It can look rich, graceful, and very chic. The problem is when the fabric grips instead of drapes. A neckline that clings too closely can feel hard. A neckline that falls softly usually feels much more flattering. That is where the softer cowl shape comes in. Midway through styling this kind of top, you start to see why it works so well. It still gives that nice sense of coverage, but it does not strangle the line of the neck. It moves, it softens, it adds a little fluidity near the face, which is exactly what many outfits need. A cowl neckline also tends to feel more forgiving. It works well for women who want polish, but do not want anything harsh or severe. In satin, soft jersey, or fluid knits, it can look quietly luxurious without needing much else around it. That is important because once the neckline is doing the flattering work, you usually need fewer accessories and less effort everywhere else. This is one of those mistakes that hides in plain sight. A top can be expensive, neutral, and very tasteful, but if the neckline is too tight, the whole look can still feel rigid. And once a neckline stops squeezing the face, the next problem often shows up 1 inch lower. The collar that is styled so tightly, it erases all ease. Mistake number 3, buttoning collared tops too high. Many women already own good collared shirts. That is what makes this mistake so frustrating. The problem is not always the shirt itself. The problem is often how it is worn. A collared top buttoned too high can make an outfit look stiff, strict, and a little dated, even when the fabric is beautiful. The reason is simple. Once the collar closes up the space near the throat, the whole top half can start to feel tight. It breaks the long line of the neck and removes the softness that makes an outfit feel modern. Instead of relaxed polish, you get something that can read formal in the wrong way. This shows up a lot with crisp cotton shirts, sporty knit polos, and casual tops that are styled too carefully. Women often think closing the collar makes the outfit look more proper, but very often it just makes it look tense. And after 50, that kind of tension near the face usually does not help. The better answer is an open collar or a Johnny collar. This is where the outfit starts to breathe again. You still get structure, you still get a neat neckline, but now there is some space. That small opening does a lot. It draws the eye downward in a flattering way, gives the neck more length, and keeps the shirt from looking overly buttoned up. This kind of neckline is especially good for women who want a polished daytime look without slipping into office uniform territory. It works with tailored trousers, white denim, relaxed skirts, and even simple knit pants. It says pulled together, but not uptight. A good example is the COS open collar cotton shirt. It has that clean, easy openness that makes a collared top feel current instead of rigid. This is also a great reminder that elegance is not always about adding more. Sometimes it is about releasing what feels too controlled and letting the shape become more natural. Once that collar relaxes, the whole woman tends to look more relaxed too. Mistake number 4, choosing small round jewel necklines in structured fabrics. Some necklines look harmless because they are so simple. That is exactly why they get overlooked. A small round jewel neckline on a structured top can seem neat, classic, and easy to wear, but it often does very little for the body and even less for the face. When a blouse already has shape, firmness, or texture, a tiny round neckline can make the whole thing feel too closed and too careful. It can flatten the top half of the outfit and make the garment look more severe than elegant. That is especially true if the fabric is woven, crisp, or slightly thick. Instead of balance, you get a top that looks boxed in. This is one of those mistakes that can make a woman feel like the outfit should work, but somehow it still looks a little old-fashioned. Not because a round neckline is always wrong, but because the proportions are off. If the fabric has structure, the neckline often needs a little more intention. That is why a square neck can be such a strong change. Once you see it on the body, the difference is clear. It frames the collarbone in a much cleaner way. It gives the eye shape. It opens the upper chest without becoming too low. And it makes the outfit feel more designed, not just assembled. A square neckline also has a very nice balance of femininity and strength. It is not sugary. It is not fussy. It feels clean, confident, and pulled together. That makes it especially good for women over 50 who want something polished but not stiff. A nice example is the Madewell square neck tiered top. It shows how a more defined neckline can make a simple top feel far more flattering. And this is where things get interesting, because once women start opening and shaping the neckline in smarter ways, some go too far in the other direction and end up with a neckline that has no structure left at all. If this is helping you see your closet in a new way, hit like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments which neckline you stopped wearing, because I have a feeling a lot of us are about to break up with crew necks. Mistake number 5, wearing necklines that are too wide, droopy, or stretched out. This one is easy to miss because many women hear that wider necklines are flattering, and that is partly true. A well-shaped neckline that opens the upper body can be beautiful. But once a neckline gets too wide, too loose, or too stretched, it stops looking elegant and starts looking tired. A droopy neckline sends the wrong message. It weakens the shoulder line, makes the garment look worn out, and can pull the whole outfit out of balance. Instead of looking relaxed, it looks careless. Instead of looking graceful, it looks as if the top lost its shape somewhere between the hanger and the body. This happens a lot with thin knits, soft jerseys, and tops that have been washed a few too many times. It can also happen with cuts that were never strong to begin with. The neckline slides, collapses, or sits awkwardly on the collarbone, and suddenly even a nice outfit starts to feel sloppy. The better answer is not to run back to high closed necklines. The better answer is a structured bateau or boat neck. That kind of neckline still gives a wider, elegant look, but it has control. It skims across the upper body instead of sagging off it. It draws attention to the shoulders in a graceful way, and it often makes a simple top look much more refined. This kind of shape works best when the fabric can support it. Linen blends, crisp cotton, and tops with a bit of body tend to do well here. The key is intention. A boat neck should look designed, not stretched. That is the theme running through all of this. Elegant necklines do not just reveal more or cover more. They hold shape in the right way. And once shape is working for you, the next mistake becomes easier to spot too, because now it is not about looseness at all. It is about clutter. Mistake number 6, letting too much fuss gather at the throat. A lot of women were taught that dressy means detail. A bow at the neck, a tie, a little ruffle, decorative trim, a bit of gathered fabric. On paper, those things can sound feminine and polished, but right near the throat, they often create the opposite effect. The moment too much starts happening around the neckline, the face has to compete. Instead of seeing the woman first, the eye lands on the decoration. That is a problem, because elegance usually comes from clarity, not crowding. When there is too much fuss near the neck, the outfit can start to look overworked, busy, or slightly dated. This is especially true after 50, when many women want softness but not childishness, polish but not stiffness. Extra ties and trim can push a top into that uncomfortable middle ground where it is trying very hard to look dressy but ends up looking less modern. The better move is a clean split neck. This is often where the whole blouse starts to make sense. A split neckline gives just enough opening to lighten the top half of the outfit, but it still feels feminine and neat. It softens the look without adding noise. It lets the eye move downward instead of stopping at a bow or a cluster of detail. That makes it a very useful choice for women who like blouses and soft tops, but want them to feel current. You can wear a split neck with simple earrings, a delicate necklace, or nothing at all. The neckline already has enough shape to do the work. A nice example is the CC split neck knit top. It shows how a cleaner opening can look far more polished than a neckline filled with extra decoration. Once that clutter disappears, another issue becomes more obvious. Some women swing so far towards simplicity that their scoop necks end up looking too weak, too low, or too casual to hold the outfit together. Mistake number 7. Choosing scoop necks that are too low, too flimsy, or too casual. A scoop neck can be lovely. In fact, many women over 50 look very good in a soft curved neckline. The problem is not the scoop itself. The problem is when it loses control. Too low, too thin, too stretchy, too casual, and suddenly the top no longer looks elegant. It just looks unfinished. This usually happens in basics. A woman buys what seems like a useful layering piece, but the fabric is weak and the neckline has no shape. Once it is on the body, it droops slightly, sits lower than expected, and gives the outfit a washed out feeling. Even if the color is good, even if the fit is fine, the neckline can still make the whole thing look cheaper. A good scoop neck should soften the upper body, not collapse it. It should give a gentle curve without looking sleepy. It should sit cleanly on the chest and stay where it belongs. That is why the fix here is not to avoid scoop necks altogether. The fix is to choose a controlled scoop neck, one that has a clear shape and enough structure to feel intentional. That kind of neckline is especially useful in tanks, shells, and easy knit tops, and it can be very flattering when the cut is firm enough to hold its line. The difference is subtle, but it matters. Strong basics make elegant outfits. Weak basics quietly damage them. There are a couple of clean examples linked in the description if you want to see what that balance looks like in real life. And this brings us to the final mistake, because once women understand how much a neckline changes a top, they start seeing the same issue even more clearly in dresses, where the wrong neckline can affect the entire silhouette at once. Mistake number 8. Relying on straight high neck dresses for every polished look. This is one of the biggest missed opportunities in an elegant wardrobe. Many women keep buying straight high neck dresses because they look neat on the hanger. They seem appropriate, they seem polished, they seem like the safe choice for dinners, work events, church, or any occasion where you want to look put together. But once they are on the body, they often feel far stiffer than they looked in the store. A high straight neckline can close off the upper body, flatten the chest area, and make the whole dress feel more formal than flattering. If the dress also has a straight cut through the waist, the result can be especially unforgiving. Nothing looks wrong exactly, but nothing looks lifted either. That is why one of the smartest fixes is a V-neck wrap or faux wrap dress. About halfway through wearing one, you start to understand why it works so well. The neckline opens the upper body and gives the face more breathing room. At the same time, the wrap shape creates waist definition and brings movement into the silhouette. You get polish and softness together, which is a very powerful combination. This kind of dress is useful because it does not ask for much. You do not need dramatic jewelry. You do not need complicated styling. The shape already does the flattering work. It helps the body look more balanced and the outfit look more effortless. A strong example is the White House Black Market faux wrap sheath dress. It gives that cleaner V shape up top while still looking grown up and refined. And that is really the lesson behind all 8 mistakes. The neckline is not a small detail. It is one of the first things the eye reads. Get that part right, and the whole outfit has a much better chance of looking elegant, modern, and easy on a woman over 50. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and stay with me, because small style changes like these can make a huge difference in how polished and confident you look after 50. And before you go, watch the next video, where we break down more fashion mistakes that quietly age an outfit and the simple upgrades that make everything look more elegant, modern, and flattering.